Plaintiff, Amanda Lee, says the defendant is her stepbrother, and she claims he's been in and out of jail for theft and prostitution. Amanda's suing him today for the cost of 2 jet skis. Defendant Daniel Gilmet says Amanda is no angel, and she was banned from 3 major stores for shoplifting. Daniel claims Amanda once stole 20 steaks from a grocery store, and he's countersuing for storage fees.
Start with you.
Hi, thank you for having me. My dad and his mom got married when I was about 3 years old. There's about a 13-year age difference between the two of us, so he was never living there at the same time with me, so we weren't very close. As far back as I can remember, he's been in and out of jail for theft, worthless checks, and even prostitution.
How recent?
He was arrested November 7th, I believe.
Of what year?
2017.
Okay, and the reason that's relevant, you're suing about 2 jet skis, and I don't know if that means they came up missing and you think he took it, but that's why it's important to know whether he's still involved or being accused of involvement in criminal behavior. So November 7th is the last time you knew of his involvement or alleged involvement in criminal behavior?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Danny can be very nice to your face, talk very nice to you, but turn around and talk bad about you to other people. He also has a bit of a temper. He's called me the B word to my son about me.
He should not do that. That's terrible. But how does him telling your son indicate he has a temper?
Oh, he was screaming at me on the phone.
Okay,
back
he
in
does
October.
scream directly
Yes,
at
sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because...
Right. No.
All right, go ahead.
And
all right, let me hear from you, sir. Give me some background.
Okay. Well, first off, Amanda's probably going to try to make me look as bad as she can, and I'm sure of it, but she's no angel either, you know. She's got a history of shoplifting. She's banned from 3 major stores down in the Keys where she lives at.
Are you banned? You're not banned, at least, huh?
I am not banned. And
You
the
might
reason why
still
I was arrested back in October or November was because I was driving her vehicle down there on a suspended license.
Yeah, you say you might have a little sticky finger every now and then.
No, sir, I haven't.
But you haven't been banned.
No, sir, I have
He
not
said
been
you've been
involved
totally
with the law.
banned. Go ahead.
I have not been involved with the law like that, you know, for many, many years. I got pulled over on driving on a suspended license when I went to jail back in November.
Go ahead.
And the case is still open. I have not been convicted yet. I do admit that I did it, but anyway. Also...
We'll keep it a secret.
Also, when she... yeah, you'll keep it a secret? Okay.
And you all, a couple million. Y'all.
Also, when she come to stay with me, her and I went to the grocery store one time, and get this, she stole at least 20 filet mignons.
That is...
We walked up to the meat case, and she didn't ask for a certain number, she asked for everyone in the case. And she walks around to the store, and she keeps a reusable grocery bag over her shoulder, or she puts it where the baby sits in the cart. And that guy wrapped up those filet mignons for her, and she shoved them right in that bag. Walked out the store with them. I couldn't believe she'd done something like that. She's such a scammer. When my mom was married to her dad, my stepdad, she got money for them to go to college, several semesters. And it's what she did. She went and enrolled in college, and then showed them the receipt that showed that she was going. Then she went and got her money back and never went to school. And she did this on several occasions.
Now, I know people that did that regularly, but I didn't participate in that part. But I can give you a little advice on stealing filet mignon. First advice, you don't put them in a big bag. You got to wear pants with a loose shirt.
Okay.
You put one in the front, kind of down your pants. It might stick out, just making sure they ain't sticking out. And you put one in the back.
Okay, thank you.
You can't put them on the side or anywhere else. So you can only steal 2 of them at one time. Then you go to the next grocery store. Then you go to the next one. By the time you have 10, then you go around in the projects and you sell them. Well, you don't live in, okay, that was us. We lived in the project. So we would go around the project selling them. And they were glad to pay half for some filet mignon.
You know, and also she makes like she's the victim all the time and everybody's out to get her. All in all, she's putting the screws to people all the time.
All right, and let me get to the jet skis you're suing about.
Okay, we live down in the Keys. In September 2017, they were issuing a mandatory evacuation because of Hurricane Irma. Danny had come down and he offered to take my jet skis to his house so they wouldn't get ruined because it was supposed to be a pretty bad hurricane coming. And he also offered for me to bring my kids and my dogs to his house and stay there, which we did. We stayed there until the beginning of October when school was back in. When we got back to our house, our property was totally damaged. I have pictures to show what it looked like after Hurricane Irma.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have they reimbursed you guys?
FEMA's doing great with us. I mean, I didn't have insurance, unfortunately, but FEMA's helped me out tremendously.
Good. Okay. Well, you've given them a good stamp. You're probably the first one that I've heard give them a stamp of approval. Wow.
She feeds them pretty well, so.
That's right.
With a little filet mignon thrown in there. Yeah. You know what to do. You didn't have damage?
I don't live down there.
Okay.
I live up in the Tampa area.
All my family is there in the Tampa area. I have about 40 relatives. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. I want people to see this type of damage that people suffer from in hurricanes.
I'd like to mention too, I'm the one that went down there and cleaned up all that stuff for her.
There were actually 6 houses on our street that just totally gone after Irma.
I believe my in-laws, their roof was torn off. All right, pretty bad. And what happened to cause you?
We stayed in a hotel until December. After that, in the beginning of January, they got us a FEMA trailer, and our yard has been pretty much cleaned up, so we moved back to the house, to the trailer on our property. On January 3rd, my son called Danny and told him we wanted to come get our jet skis at that time. Danny said I took him to the dump and hung up on him. My son immediately texted him, you 2 perfectly fine jet skis you took to the dump. And they went back and forth in text, and he said, your mom me, and karma's a B.
Let me see that.
I also have the witness statement from my son.
Well, I can read this. This is fine.
Okay.
Sir, what do you say to that?
Oh, I say that's 100% true. I did. I brought him. But it's awful funny. It's awful funny. You know, she had an agreement with me that she was going to take her jet skis out of there. She left them there for 4 months. 4 months. Well, my boat
When did she tell you she would take them, sir? That's not a long time for someone's home to have been destroyed.
Yeah, but she makes like her yard wasn't all cleaned up. Her yard was cleaned up because I did it.
How long after she stored the jet skis with you was her yard cleaned up?
A week and a half. I did.
So you're saying she just left her things there for no reason?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Why wouldn't she want her jet skis back?
I'd like to know, because we had a falling out, and she ended up blocking me on Facebook, blocked my phone. I even sent her a certified letter in the mail asking her to remove them, and the certified letter got sent back to me.
2 perfectly fine jet skis you dumped. I took everything to the dump. Then I scrapped the trailer.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but it's done. It's over with. Just like your mom. Sir, you did this in retaliation. This is clear that you're retaliating. What is your counterclaim? $1,600 for storage fees. How does she owe you for that?
Well, the average price for storage down in my area for vessels is $400 a month.
What was the agreement on storage?
What was the agreement on storage?
Yes, sir.
There wasn't no agreement on storage
Well, then you
because
won't
they
get
wasn't
anything
supposed to be
for it.
stored. They were supposed to be down there and then gone out of there again. But no, she left them there. And while my boat's sitting out in the weather,
How long
Getting all mildewed
how
because
long
her jet
after
ski-
she left them with you did you put them in storage?
I had them stored the whole time.
Okay, so you immediately stored them. So you had an opportunity to immediately do an agreement with her on the amount for storage. Your claim is dismissed. You all were getting along then. You weren't getting along, however, here. And then you dumped her jet skis because you were mad. That's what you said. Have
No,
a good
sir.
day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Like I said in there, she always plays the victim. Poor me. Poor me. It's all right. She can choke on that money.
I just hope it's over. I'm glad it's over with.